Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Part 2. Once again, there are no rules. Last year, the Ultimate Fighting Championship rocked the martial arts world. Champions from 8 different styles fought in no-holds-barred combat. There were no weight divisions, no gloves or pads, no time limits, and no scorecards. The rules were simple. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. Anyone doubting that claim was quickly convinced as speed and accuracy confronted mass and power. A slip of the foot could cost a fighter victory, not to mention an eye or a tooth.
What did you expect going in? What do you expect now?
Punch out. He punch out.
What was your strategy?
Let him hit me.
Some were unprepared for this type of anything-goes match and couldn't adapt to the rhythms and techniques. Champions accustomed to particular range were forced to alter their strategies. Unexpected shifts left them vulnerable to sudden reversals and painful defeat. In the Ultimate Fighting Championship, the sharpshooter brought down the giant and then hammered him into submission. Strength did not guarantee success. Like dueling chess masters, the victor was the one who could think 2 moves ahead.
I was thinking too much about getting a leg, not enough about worrying about my neck.
It looked like you did have supremacy early on, and then suddenly it reversed like lightning.
That's the way submission is.
There was no room for paper tigers.
If a fight goes longer than 1 round, I think there's something wrong with the way the people are fighting. This is real deal. This isn't boxing.
After 2 hours of grueling combat, 2 battle-weary masters squared off in the final test. No quarter asked, none given. Combat distilled in its most basic equation, survival or destruction. In the end, it was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master Royce Gracie standing triumphant in the center of the ring. And tonight, he returns to defend his title in a battle of 16 world-class martial arts masters. If you thought he had it rough last time, you ain't seen nothing yet.
What are you gonna do with the money?
I'm gonna go to Disneyland.
You going to Disneyland? Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mammoth Gardens, right back here in Denver, Colorado for Ultimate Fighting Championship 2 or Part 2. Hi, everyone, I'm Brian Kilmeade, joining you again like I was here in November. This time, I have a chance to sit down and talk to you. For those joining us for the first time, let me just inform you, welcome you officially. And for those here for the second time, let me tell you about some subtle changes this time around. Number 1, instead of 8 fighters, we have 16 fighters. Number 2, there is no 2. Round 2, that is. No round 2, no round 3, no round 4. There wasn't last time. This time, don't wait for a bell. We're just going to have 1 round, going to go right through. And again, as usual, there will be no rules. Joining us once again and joining me, I'm very fortunate to have next to me, and call him a friend, Jim Brown, sitting here in the broadcast booth. Jim, how do you feel about being here the second time around?
Brian, I'm very happy to be here. I'm glad to say hello to the audience out there. People are talking about the violence of this particular sport. Yes, it is violent, but you have a lot of action, excitement, and science. If you don't know your skills, don't get out here. If you don't know how to fight on the floor, don't come out here, people.
This guy was up at 4 o'clock in the morning doing Good Morning America. It's amazing he's still awake. But, Jim, thanks for joining us, and thanks for letting me sit next to you. Joining us, we're very fortunate to have someone who's very schooled in the martial arts and in Hollywood. Ben Perry, famed Hollywood stuntman. And, Ben, you are the man when it comes to the expertise because you've done this your whole life and you seem to thrive on it.
Well, if you came for action, folks, you came to the right spot. It's the age-old question, what style's the best? I think it gets down to, Brian, who's the toughest person tonight? And it could be, and you've always heard all your life, if you think you're the toughest guy in the world, there's always someone out there just a little bit tougher. Well, I think that guy is here tonight, Royce Gracie, defending his title against some unbelievable competition.
Yeah, I don't know how this event is going to turn out. I don't think anyone does. One thing we do know is where it will take place, and that'll be in the ring. But I use that term loosely because it's not a ring at all, is it, Herb Perez? 1992 Taekwondo Olympic gold medalist.
Well, Brian, you're right. It's not a ring, really. It's an octagon. And in this octagon, we've had a lot of matches tonight. We have a lot more to come. Reason we picked an octagon, it's not going to favor any style, anybody. It's going to be fair in here. Also, we made the floor just a bit quicker so that the kickers and punchers will be on equal footing with the grapplers. Thanks, Brian.
It's a very unique thing. If you're looking at that octagon and saying, I've never seen anything like it, you're absolutely right. The last time you saw it was back in November. It hasn't been used since. You talk about the first match, the last match we have coming up at the preliminary round, but we saw 7 bouts already. That's why I'm so keyed up. So please excuse me. Let's go over some of the results. You have a karate against an exotic, Doherty against Morris, and you have Scott Morris coming out on top.
Scott Morris is the ninja. We didn't know a whole lot on him because he is a ninja, so that speaks for itself.
Pat Smith, Ray Wizard, kickboxer against a karate master. Pat Smith, who was here in November, lost his first match. Must have learned something because he advances to face Scott Morris. You have David Levecki against Johnny Rhodes, Kung Fu against karate. And Jim, talk about endurance. Johnny Rhodes showed it.
Oh, yes, he had tremendous endurance. I mean, it was a great fight.
Yeah, it was a great fight. 39 years old. Jim loves the older guys who do well. You getting the theme here?
Oh, yes.
Yes. And you talk about Frank Hammaker. Did I skip ahead? No, I didn't. Frank Hammaker and Thaddeus Luster. Thaddeus Luster, we love his name, but he is out of the competition because Hammaker emerges victorious from Holland. Orlando Veit, not Wheat, against Robert Lucarelli. Well, it looked like two kickboxers against each other. We thought we'd see that. We didn't. Orlando Veit comes out victorious. Fell behind early on. Alberto Serra Leone, possibly the enigma of this entire event. Well, he lost now. He goes down to Remco Pardo, a very humble guy, a man who told Jim Brown, I don't even know how I'm going to do. I'm a little scared, a little nervous. He didn't look it. Scott Baker against Jason DeLucia. It's a match we just saw two Kung Fu experts take on each other. A great match, possibly the most strategy we've seen in both Ultimate Fighting Championships. Jason DeLucia emerges victorious. And that brings us up to our current bout. And you are now updated and saw what we have seen for the last 2 hours. 7 preliminary bouts. You remember I told you about 16 people, 8 bouts. Here is the 8th. And here are the styles, because when you talk about this event, you talk more than 2 individuals. You talk about styles. You have the Karate Man, of course, from Japan, and you have Royce Gracie, last year's champion, the ultimate grappler, the quintessential grappler, and right now Minoki Ishihara, a man who brought the Japanese press with him, a man who brought his own entourage, a man who many thought would get to the finals. However, he's got Royce Gracie. Here is Ishihara as he makes his way towards the ring. Talk about focus. That's a focus, man.
He has that. He has the focus. He's a strong guy. He's noted for his quick reverse punches, thrust punches, counter punches. He's going to need that tonight.
Yeah, he's actually smaller than Royce Gracie, who was the smallest one in the competition. He's 5'8". So here's a profile on the man from Japan we don't know much about.
In his hometown of Tokyo, Japan, Minoki Ichihara is a living legend. A second-degree black belt in Karate-do Daedo Juku, Minoki has won more than 60 full-contact fights in his career. At only 5'7" and 178 pounds, he is the smallest competitor in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, but he is not concerned.
My body may be small, but my spirit is big. I can win.
Minoki says Chinese kung fu movies inspired him as a boy to learn the martial arts.
I like those heroes, and I hope to be strong like them.
If you ask Minoki why he entered the Ultimate Fighting Championship, he'll give you a very direct answer.
I saw Royce Gracie win last year. He looked dangerous. I thought to myself, I would like to fight this dangerous man.
Make no mistake about it, Minoki Ichihara has come to fight.
Maybe he didn't want that fight, that most dangerous man in the preliminary round, but he didn't have a choice. It's a random draw. And the man we're about to see, a man about to be introduced, a man that a lot of people are here to see and amazed with in Ultimate Fighting 1. He is the reigning champion. He is Royce Gracie, led by the whole Gracie clan. Each one of them tremendous fighters, Ben. You know this firsthand.
Unbelievable. I've been training with Royce for quite some time. He's just a master technician on the ground. He has the best defense, which is incredible against any comers. He's been training against 600, 700-pound guys. Check this guy out.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this has got a championship feel to it, and it's still a preliminary round. And there he is. And here is Royce Gracie talking about defending his title and why he's here.
Hi, I'm Royce Gracie, and I'm 4th-degree black belt in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and I'm the current champion, and I'm here to defend my title.
And defend his title he will. Well, let's go to Rich Goins for the formal introduction. G-Man?
Ladies and gentlemen, Denver, Colorado welcomes the nation to the Ultimate Fighting Championship Part 2 at the Mammoth Event Center. Please welcome the contestants for bout number 8 of our preliminary fight matchups. A national hero in Japan fighting out of the red corner. This second-degree black belt in Karate Daedo Juku is the winner of more than 60 full contact matches. Although only 5'7" and 178 pounds, he has the heart of a giant. Give a big American welcome to Minoki Ichihara. And please welcome back the Rio de Janeiro native, a 4th degree black master in the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. 6'1", 176 pounds. He's 27 years old, the winner of last year's Ultimate Fighting Championship and $50,000. Welcome back from Brazil, Royce Gracie. Good luck, gentlemen.
All right, we're gonna go take a look at both fighters right now. They are sizing each other up. Minoki Ichihara, 5'7", 178, a heavy guy, not that tall. Royce Gracie, 6'1", 176, and they're about to engage.
Royce is going to want to go